Hello. Welcome once again to Satisfactory 1.0. Last time we attempted to get started with a steel foundry, but ran out of time and ran out of resources before I had to call it quits for the day. But fortunately, we have a fresh new block of time, and we have, well, we don't have all the resources, but we have more of them. If I can actually see my keyboard here. There we go. We're going to end up building, based on where we found our pure coal node that we're not using to generate power, in this general area, where there's a bunch of iron as well, we should be pretty good to go. So that's going to be one of the focuses for today. We're just going to need a lot of concrete and a lot of steel plates to make it happen. So that is what we're going to be focusing on. Hello, hello. I see both of you in chat just said hello. Alex, Battery Smooth, good to see you. Greg, good to see you. Words Are Hard. Devilish Fun, Hammerbee's in here as well. We got a squad today. So let's see. We've got the three. Well, I'll go ahead and trade that for a full stack. That'll give me 800 of that stuff. We'll assemble a list of things that we want to grab as well. But I also want to make sure that I have, I want to have my Xenobasher before we start doing too much more stuff. I think I now have enough rods to make that happen. So let's do that. Ah, missed it by that much. I need 47 more. Okay, let's go grab those. Serving us pasta? No, 0 spaghetti. Remember, I told you guys this is going to be the no spaghetti playthrough. That's going to be my goal. I only have 18 of these. Are you serious? Alright, well, I guess we do have to wait for a little bit more time. But, oh, hey, Battery Smooth, now a year. Well, 12 months, that's almost a year. Isn't that how that works? There's 12 months in a year? But, yeah, I guess you must have just missed that, because I exported tomorrow's video, and YouTube did not tell me that you had reached 12 months when I went and checked. So, unfortunately, you were not on the 1-year club for that video, but I guess you will be from now on. Did I actually grab? I did. 18. Because we need to send that. And I think there's more of these that have to go in to actually making the Xenobasher. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Another 28. Just about all that we need. 29 actually was all that we needed. But let's see. 8 online interviews. Sheesh. Well, good luck with all that stuff. Let's get this last bit in here. Push that big red button.
Milestone reached. The Xenobasher is a direct upgrade from the Xenozapper. In the words of the engineer that first developed this tool, quote, "The zapper kind of electrocutes things, the basher straight up smacks stuff, while also electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna, and has been tested thoroughly. The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research will not be forgotten, whoever they were.
The humor in this game is so self-aware. I love it. So, we can either do vehicular transport, it's honestly probably the next best thing we can do, or we can start getting into the Tier 4 stuff, but it should be noted, the Tier 4 stuff all requires steel, so we're not going to be able to get to it before too long anyway. So I think, again, jump pad's functionally useless. Vehicular transport is going to be the move. We cannot actually, do any of this yet, because the pod hasn't returned, but it's going to be back in less than 2 minutes, so we should be okay. What we're going to do is we are going to set up what I think we need to make a 100% efficient steel factory. I did actually kind of look this up, and I came across a very apt YouTube short about the early game steel foundry design. So we're going to do something kind of like that, but I think we're going to need 2 Mark I miners, and then 3 foundries, I believe. we'll bring extra stuff, but I know we're probably going to be able to do at least 3. And then, of course, constructors. None of the steel parts that you have to make just from ingots require anything but a constructor. So, I can't remember exactly how many I think we're going to need, but we'll do at least 8. So, that's going to give us a list of stuff to make. A couple portable miners. No big deal because those stack. I can make 1. Okay, well, that's because of the iron rods here. So, we'll go grab some more of those. The problem with changing the way that the booster name list is done is that if I go to still things, to have it at a size that's actually legible would have to be like 10 separate files. That would also have to be continuously updated. The biggest problem I have now is actually getting the thing to render. It's not keeping track of everything. I don't know, it's just a lot. Update notes to make sure plans will still work? No. But I didn't think it was ever going to be a problem. Oh, I was going to go grab stuff and I didn't grab it. Because I got distracted. That never happens. Alright, so I'm probably going to need more than 100-something iron rods, but it is what it is. Let's turn on the reinforced iron plates again. I've got 6 of these in here. I do need to have 16 at least to make 8 constructors. We're going to have Mark II belts as well, so there's going to be a pretty decent quantity of these that we actually are going to need to make ourselves. Modular frames, I will take a stack of 50. Ooh, and I can take a stack of 100 of these guys. Alright, well that solves that problem. Dialogue in the game is very good, yes. Do I want to... Yes. I'll put this 21 in there. That'll be fine. I want to see if I can get any more of these coupons before we go build stuff, because I want to get alternative foundations and maybe some decorative stuff unlocked. I don't remember exactly what I have access to yet. So, obviously, signs would be great, but we can't get there yet. Architecture with the catwalks is probably going to be good to have. The pillars are probably good. But I think it's going to be more important to have the... Oh, half foundations could be nice. Quarter pipes. Okay, those are inverted foundations. I have 31 of these, and I haven't really unlocked that much stuff. Conveyor walls. We're definitely going to want conveyor walls. Door walls. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. One coupon. One coupon. All right. All right. Jojo, save me here. Give me a stack of something really expensive I can shove in that thing. What's up, dude? What you got? All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. A 6 biofuel. Oh, boy. I'm not buying the cup. My God, dude. It's so useless. Look, I have 2... Oh, I have 3 now. I have 3 hand slots. I'm not wasting one of them with the cup. I'm just not doing it. I'll put the gun there instead. Tamed 3 lizard doggos, but they all disappeared. Well, you've seen the stuff this one's been giving me. I don't know if they corrected it or something, because like the first couple of streams we did, he was giving me like the control rods and late game items like fused modular frames and all that stuff, and now he's giving me solid biofuel. Which, sure, thanks, I guess, but... Very tall SVG. If it generates... I don't know how that works, so shoot me a message about that. Because basically what Adobe Premiere does, talking about the Beard Booster name list, what Adobe Premiere does is it generates basically an SVG in the document, in the project, that is just one big editable text field, and it scrolls it. But because every single frame of the video, the text is in a different spot, it has to render all of those as some sort of 3D weird object thing. It's incredibly resource intensive, and editing it is a huge pain. So that would be interesting if that changes. I need to make the other portable miner, and then we need to actually get going here. Okay, so that's taken care of. I have the materials now to build, at the very least, the equipment required, but we're going to need to build Mark II belts. 108, actually, it's going to end up being like 92 by the time we're done building the buildings. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Taking a look at the mergers. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Gonna want a couple of containers. That's probably gonna need some more rods, but nothing big. The foundations, I wish I had the different designs to change because, well, this is kind of ugly. But we're not there yet. I don't think we can justify spending stuff on this, because concrete I think looks the best. Asphalt, good for roads. You got different stuff here. The steel walls, I'm pretty sure in an earlier version of the game were just available by default, that you could just do. Okay, so we have to get a couple other things unlocked. Like, it's been so long since I've gotten to this part of the early game. I want to put stuff in here so I can get more of these, but paralyzed by choice. Well, I can't do any of these anyway, so we might as well. I know I'm going to use... Well, I might not use the foundation stairs, to be perfectly honest with you. Quarter pipes would be a really cool design element to use. I'm glad my mute button works. Alright. Corner ramps... probably not going to need those right now. Inverted corner ramps also not. Inverted regular ramps, probably not. The quarter pipes, though. Well, you know, we really don't need this yet. Get on with it. Just build something. Look, I'm trying. We're doing our best. We're doing something at least. Conveyor walls, door walls, windowed walls. I don't have quartz, so we're not going to be messing with that quite yet. But I do want to try. Whenever I build a new factory, I want it to, you know, kind of look decent, if at all possible. Ramp walls, tilted walls, inverted ramp walls. See, I'm not married to the idea of building the same way I did in the previous playthrough. I'd like to make stuff look better, but you have to unlock more stuff for that, and we do not have that yet. Catwalks, industrial walkways. I think I probably prefer the modern catwalks. Factory ladder. That's a convenient thing. The roofing might come later. Structural beams. See, this is most of the stuff that you can actually do nice aesthetic development with. How much is this going to be? Okay, that's 15. Okay, I'm not even going to bother with that stuff. See, I just feel like if I don't get some of these, then I'm going to regret not having them. But I also feel like we need to do that. Something else later. Lift holes, that's good. Wall power outlets, absolutely want to have those. Ceiling mounts for conveyors, yeah, I might not end up using them, but I'm going to be wishing I had them if I don't got them. So, I don't know if infraspace is on my list right now. No, I don't have it on there. Maybe. not entirely sure what we're going to be working on the next couple of weeks while we wait for the mainstream update 6 on Timberborn, whenever that's going to be coming out. Because we're finishing tomorrow the update 6 Folktales playthrough, which is going to leave some days open. But I did say I was going to do more water beavers. We have Roller Coaster Tycoon coming out too. People have been asking me to get back into Oxygen Not Included. And there's a couple other things I've been supposed to check out. So we'll see. Yeah, Stardew would absolutely not work on this channel, but I love the game to death. Unfortunately, or fortunately rather, because my Timberborn videos do exceptionally well for the size of the channel, but I am pretty narrowly hemmed into the specific area in which I find myself in terms of what games I play, which is nice because the videos I make usually do pretty well, but it really punishes anything else that I put up, which is very frustrating. But it is what it is. Let's buy these. I'm not going to get windows yet. I feel like I'm going to want these pillars. I'm almost certain, but I don't think I have enough coupons to justify that at this exact moment. The structural frames are really cool, but that's 10 tickets for that. I don't think we want to mess with that quite yet. So, for right now, at least we have... I never know where these things go. Okay. The wall power outlets. That's a huge one. That's a good one. We're not going to need water for the steel factory. That's fine. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. We'll just go ahead and grab some more materials. We'll be on our way. Process for auto mining quartz is just like any other resource. I hope this is enough. I really, really do. Just take more of these reinforced plates. Don't need to make any more modular frames right now because I have 50 of those, although we're going to want them sooner rather than later. Probably. Rotors, not worried about. There's nothing in here, right? Okay, yeah, except smart plating, which we still need to make another 995 of. Install a filter on a high-speed line with a smart splitter. Got lost in time. Ah, so you too are sucked into the game. Yeah, if Beans is still in chat, I was informed just how much earlier. Oh, nice. 14 alclad aluminum sheet. We can absolutely not use these for the next 80 hours, but we're going to be turning those into tickets. Thank you. So it appears that I, the quote-unquote professional video game player, have played substantially less Satisfactory than other people with full-time jobs. So, I guess good on you for having time management to make that possible, but I don't know, this playthrough is at... It's not going to give me the duration? Really? It did before. Well, that's weird. 70 hours. My god, man. That came out 9 days ago. Well, good for you, I guess. I think in this series I might have 10 hours, if this is episode 4-ish. Shop does update with progress, yes. It'll change based on what you've researched in the MAM and what you've researched in terms of milestones. But, like, this stuff, the signs, and this is always going to show up, but you can't get to it. It's going to tell you what you have to unlock. Whereas stuff like, say, equipment, this doesn't tell you what you can't access yet, but as you unlock more and more stuff like different weapons and whatever, they will populate here. And parts as well. Once you have something that you can actually produce, then you can buy it from the shop. But for now, no. Most of the rest of this is just going to be here the whole time, but other stuff does become available. So filter on a high-speed line, smart splitter. I think there's another. Splitter past that. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but I know there's a strategy for like doing sushi belts. It seems to be the term for them. Programmable splitter. That's what it is. There you go. I think right now we actually have enough materials to do what I want to do. I do want to build the Xeno Zapper before we... Basher, I'm sorry. Okay, so I need one more Xeno Zapper. We can make that really fast. There we go. And I just have to unequip the one that I'm holding. Can I stack these? No. Okay, well, that's fine. Are you kidding me? I need 50 more wire. Wow. All right, so also before we go, I'm going to belt over these wires and cables to be put into the awesome sink because we are making way more than we need to be using. Go ahead and grab this whole stack. Cables, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need. I'll take 200, that should be fine. And then, lacking any other better guidance, I'm just going to run a belt across here. And it's going to be ugly, but this is temporary, and it's not going to be spaghetti, because it's not going to cross another thing without, you know, being set apart from it. But, just to get ahead of any potential scandal, no, there is no spaghetti. This will be properly separated in a way that is not going to be completely stupid looking. It's just going to be a little stupid. Alright, so that's not going to let me go here. Why? Oh, because that's an output. Oops. Oh no. This is what happens. This is what happens, folks, when I do dumb things. Is that not the maximum height? It is not. Okay, well, we're going to fix that. Put that at 45. There we go. That'll go in there. And I think the smart thing to do is going to be to have a conveyor lift going. Yeah, actually, what's the height of this thing? I guess I will just have this go out to the maximum height here, for no other reason than to determine what the height of this thing has to be. You know, I'm inventing excuses to not actually finish this. That is the way it goes. This, I believe, I think that's as high as it is going to allow me to do it. So, in we go. Turn that onto straight mode. And that's all she wrote. That will belt all of our cables into here for turning into crunchy whatever. And making coupons while we are busy building our steel factory. That is the wrong building. Where am I going? Alright, now. Not enough space in inventory. Yep, there we go. There we go, folks. Alright. It's because I gathered this stuff. Now I can make this. Finally. That's going to clear up a little bit of space for us here. And I think we're going to be good. Cool. So now I got the fun lightsaber sword thing. Let's equip that. It has a fun little animation first time you do that. Look at it like, oh, what's this? And then it does the cool sound. And it appears they fixed it to where the little wrench dongle thing actually does the thing. It used to just kind of stall. Now, it would be really nice. It would be really nice if I could make my Blade Runners, but I don't have enough silica. So that is unfortunately not going to be a thing. But we can do this now. And I did want to check and see if I could customize a little dangly bit. But let's see. Trinket. See, this repurposed due to sizing error. This trinket, I think, only goes on the nut, or the nut, because this is golden nut. Goes on the building gun. Too bad, because this would be cool. You played the game 3 years ago, so do you know E button function while building something? No, I don't think I do. Does that have something to do with like rotating? Because I did see something in one of those tips videos about rotating foundations. Do you have anything more for us, Jojo? No, that's okay. But now you got me kind of curious here. Holding E. Oh no, that's what that does. Yeah. I just didn't know that's what that was called. I accidentally found this the other day without any input from the game. But this is cool because it allows you to have the hotbar not completely covered in the individual things. Been loving your Roller Coaster Tycoon series, but is the Blackpool Pleasure Beach map not on the American version? No, I had it on mine when I played the game originally. That is, I think, the very last one in one of the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 expansions. I think. I'm not entirely sure. It might have been a bonus. Maybe it was in the... Well, I remember opening it. But that was... Oh, man. 15 years ago? Maybe. 15, 20? Or are we attempting bribery for infraspace now? Appreciate it, though. When we get to the point where we can actually inject new games and not miss... I don't know, I hate to, like, base it around the hype cycle of stuff, but that is, unfortunately, how YouTube works. Where it kind of forces you to play the algorithm if you want your stuff to be seen. So, since we're in the cycle right now where Satisfactory 1.0 is very new, and Timberborn Update 6 Experimental has been out for 3 months-ish? So, it's probably coming out soon-ish. I don't know. Maybe. So I don't want to get too far divorced from that before that happens, because then, of course, you're going to have the hype from that people are going to be looking for videos and like, okay, well, it's kind of dumb if you don't take advantage of that, unless you just completely don't care about anything, which, all right. If you have the desire not to just completely disengage from the hype process. But I would also have to learn... So this is the problem we had with Oxygen Not Included, is there is so much hype within this channel community for it that I started playing it, and I was immediately over my head, and I felt like I was not able to do anything correctly, and it was very frustrating. Still enjoyable, still a good game, but it's like way too much going on. And I ended up feeling like I could not do a good enough job to, like, satisfy people who were watching the stuff. So I decided we're just going to not do that for the time being and figure out what else we can do in the meantime. So, I'm going the complete wrong way. We need to go southwest. And we have power going down there already, which is what this is. So we do have the ability to actually build and continue building down there while those machines are running, which is good. But what we don't have is a good way to get material back here, which is why we're going to do the vehicular transport research. But that's something that takes a whole lot of other resources that we don't necessarily have right now. Specifically the rotors, which is going to take its own time to get finished, because I have that machine turned off currently. And the reason I have it turned off is so it could build up a backlog, if you will, of the other materials that are using to make that stuff. Because we have to redo the entirety of that iron factory when we build another one. And that stuff all takes time. But it looks like this is... Wow, it's actually full. Cool. Very, very good. So that means now we have to come over here and find our iron. Which I believe is just up on top of this little hill here, but we've not been up here. In fact, I don't even remember if the early access version of the game had all this up here, or if this is new. So that's an impure node, but... Oh, hello. What's up? I got a big sword now. See ya. Who else? Who else is up here? I know there's 2 impure, and I think there were 2 normals in this other corner here. Okay, so that must be all the way down here. So this is actually really convenient. Really convenient. Oh, look at this. That's kind of cool. Would be neat to incorporate this in some sort of facility design. All right. Get back here so I can smack you again. All right. There we go. So this should be a normal node. And it is. And there's another one over here. This one's actually kind of buried in the ground a little bit. But the way this is set up, actually, these are going to line up pretty well. So I imagine the factory will probably end up just being built on top of this. Some of these trees are going to have to go. But getting the coal up over here is probably going to be easier than bringing all the iron down there. This is a cave down here. We probably should explore a little bit more. But I think it would be cool to have a little, like a conveyor belt just go straight through here. Have you seen any Frostpunk 2 coverage? I've gotten emails about Frostpunk. I get emails constantly from people that are trying to get me to play their games. I can't possibly answer them or do everything. And it makes me feel bad because I only have so much time and people have such a huge appetite for the beavers that it's like as soon as I do something that's not beavers, comments of the videos or the streams are like, where are you playing beavers? Like, there's more than one game. Like, I know we love Timberborn. It's a very good game. I don't think I'm ever going to get sick of it, but there is more than beavers. There is more to life than beavers. That being said, I'm not opposed to playing it. I would just have to actually sit down and figure it out before I started doing content on it. Which presently, where I am in my life, I do not have the time for. Between doing video every day, streams twice, maybe 3 times a week, having another job, and doing all this other part-time stuff that I'm doing in completely unrelated fields, I don't even sleep sometimes. So, if anything, I need to be doing less YouTube, but this is the thing I enjoy the most, so I would like to do more of it. I just can't. I hope that doesn't sound like mean. I'm really trying for it not to be. But there is there's a certain sense of reality that you have to become familiar with when you are doing this much stuff on the internet. 15 by 15 modular frame floor. Okay. Well, that sounds like a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, there is a channel in the Discord for game suggestions, and I'm going to, if I ever figure out how to be a functional content creator on the internet who doesn't just use the same templates for everything, I'm going to have some sort of a formal, actual suggestion thing. That isn't just, hey, tell me you want me to play this, and then maybe I'll remember it sometimes. Well, who's Rick James? I know who Rick James is, like, fundamentally. Who are you calling Rick James, and why? Because I don't think I caught any sort of... Anyway, I have massively derailed this. Let's see if there's anything else of note around here. Copper over there. Limestone. Is it more limestone up here? Wow. This is a great area. This really is. Now, if this is a very good... Okay, it's an impure node. I don't really care that much about impure nodes. These are impure here. Yeah, I have to remain focused or I'm going to cause myself problems. That is part of the reason why you do live streams, though, so you can get away with doing that. Oh, come back here so I can smack you. Okay. All right, I got you. I've not heard about UK spiders, no. It's just, whenever I think of terrifying spiders, I just immediately think of Australia. It's like, there's no contest whatsoever. Like, Australia is, like, gotta be one of the most dangerous places on Earth as it is. From a humans versus... They lost a war to emus. I'm sure there's more to it than just that, but you think about that. You're like, wow. So a bunch of humans with weapons, and ranged weapons at that, lost a war to flightless birds. That's kind of terrifying. Did you really not notice in water beavers you're trying to connect a bridge off the back of a ladder? No, but that has been pointed out to me. I think it was, I don't know if, I haven't seen Redneck in chat, but in the Water Beaver Discord, I posed a question about, well, a thread on the Timberborn Discord to pose a question about, hey, why is this happening? And then it was pointed out to me that, yes, I had in fact done something stupid. Wayne Brady. Man, I miss Whose Line. I know there's a new one, but I haven't watched it. Camel spiders. We don't know what kind of armaments the emu had. They might have been in league with the rock bears. It's like everything I learn about Australia that isn't having to do with like the three major cities on this, like the southeast coast, is always just nature will just destroy you. Do not attempt. I know we have a couple people in the community who are from Australia. So I would be very curious if any of you are in chat. Have you ever had to fight an emu? Have you ever had to fight a kangaroo? Have you ever had to fight a giant spider sitting on the wall? Let us know, because I have just the strangest curiosity about these things. Now, I don't know if the miner is going to... Oh, okay, it does. Cool. All right, well, that makes this substantially easier. I just have to decide which way they're going to go, because, oh, I hate it when the ground comes up through this. I think... Yeah, all right, here's what we're going to do. Assuming this is actually hooked up to the... Yeah, it is. All right. We're going to zoop. And I'm just going to make this whole thing a one deal, and we'll have all of these come in on the same side. I think that's going to make the most sense. So that is unfortunately not going to line up that nicely, but there could definitely be worse things we have to find ourselves dealing with. Our collective self, yes. Give me that. Right there. Perfecto. And then the same thing on this side. Gonna end up rotated straight like that. So these don't quite, well, by don't quite meet, they're like a whole platform off. But we can combine them and then feed them into a manifold for our foundries quite easily. We just have to have the coal come in as well. So that's where this gets a little interesting, depending on how we want to have this laid out. Because there's not really... See, I kind of have to have this set up this way. I'm thinking out loud. All right? Like, I don't actually know exactly what I want to be doing with this. So, if you catch me starting over on something, it's because I hadn't thought about it until that exact moment and I realized that I'd messed up. So, that does happen. I am not an infallible person. But I think... Generally speaking, we're going to want to have probably the iron come in from one way and then the coal come in from the other way. But that's going to be... Maybe that's the next thing we need to do, is just actually build this entrance over here. But I suppose I should look at the size of the foundry. So that is the full size of one plate. We're going to have space in between. But there's only 3. I'm pretty sure there's only 3 of these that I'm going to actually need to build. And this is 4. Just about 4 complete foundations in between. I could very easily just put the 3 foundries right like so. Let's lock our hologram so we can actually put this in the correct spot. That is probably going to be about as good as we're going to get to put that right there. And then bring this other one right next door to it. Lock that hologram again, just make sure. And then right in between, split the difference down the middle. Why is this not? Okay. So we already know that's going to be a very easy thing for us to do. Assuming I only need 3 of these, which, yeah, 45 iron ore per minute per thing, which is going to be more than 120. But I did remember seeing that if you put these down to 80, I think is it 88% ish. Let's try. Because there's one of these that you could have it make 40 per minute. I guess it's 888888888 repeating. 40 each, so 3 of those would actually work perfectly. Why can I not X out of that? Let's just do that. And I think there was, there is a copy-paste settings. Fantastic addition to the game. I know that's not new in 1.0, but I've just never used it before because I hadn't had a reason to, but now I do. So, 60 coming out of here, 60 coming out of here. If we do this correctly, I might actually have to move this machine somewhere else. But these do fit pretty nicely here. I'm going to need to see, can I have this not intersect in a way that's stupid? Or should I... I may have done a stupid thing here. Like, this fits from a building construction perspective. This fits right here quite nicely. But in the interest of actually having something not look like complete garbage, I think we're going to have to move it out. We're going to have to move it one more over this way. But I hate this. Oh, I hate this so much when it intersects into the ground inside a building. Ugh. But I can't raise this at all. So, ooh, there's a rock. Man, why is it like this? I want... Well, the other option is to raise the entirety of the rest of this and move it over. I just don't have a... I don't have a beautiful way of getting that accomplished. I really should read chat more. Skewer platforms on the giant... Well, why would I need to do that? Okay, alright. Alright, that makes sense. A continent that's 4 inches from the sun, full of spiders, snakes, vicious giant birds, crocs, and surrounded by sharks and deadly jellyfish. No wonder the Brits thought it was perfect as a penal colony. With apologies to Australia, but that is funny. That is funny. I really, really want this to be like a painted something else, but I guess it's probably going to make the most sense to... Wait, why is this not going that way anymore? I know I have the materials for this. Why is it not doing it? Okay, well. I guess I'll just have to do it myself. Yeah, let's put this here. We'll get rid of the foundries. We'll rebuild them, don't worry. But I'm going to elevate this bit again because this is intersected and I hate it. I hate it when it intersects with the ground. Top 10 illogical gamer annoyances right here. But, ooh, does 10 actually fit perfectly like that? Well, we're not going to need the full width. At least, I don't think we will. But we can go ahead and build it just for the sake of building it. We have the materials. Why not? We're going to have to get rid of this tree. I like these trees, but this one is in the way. It's going to have to go. So, now what we do is we have this connected. That little rock coming up through the thing is not going to be my favorite thing to look at. But the building is at least congruent now. We can have this come in right through the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we'll end up doing is, I think it's going to make the most sense to have a conveyor belt lift Mark II set up right about here. Maybe I can go one more back. Is that going to let me move the hologram? Yes. So that will actually work. I think that should work. We'll just feed these in, have them lined up nicely, and then split it out on the top side here. Let's do ladder so I can get up. Nice and easy. And then Well, if we're moving it up here, we actually don't have to have the things organized the same way that I thought we were going to. But I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Pop in Foundry 1 right in the middle. Is the front to back looking good? Well, it's looking about as good as it's ever going to, so that's fine. Put this one here, and then put this other one right where it goes. So now the problem we have is putting in two different sets of resources that are going to have two different directions of input. So the coal is not going to be hard to bring in. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to remove this segment at the very least. Probably use half foundations around the back of this thing so it doesn't look stupid. But the coal's going to come in from this way, and I think, yeah, we're going to have the iron come in from the back side. Right like this, which means I think going to make the most sense to have the iron go into this right side here, which means that's going to be a splitter right here at that level. There we go. Actually, is that the right height? It should be. I think that's going to be fine, because I want this to... Because those aren't ever going to merge, if that's going to be... Well, I guess this is fine. We'll just leave it, as it is. This is going to end up being... I can't use the correct things. Going to end up being one of these kind of setups with the conveyor lifts. So we'll just go ahead and put those in. And then those will connect on the other side here. Ah! I have committed cardinal sins of not putting everything in the correct spot. Never done that before. But yes, this is going to end up having to go right here. And I think that's the dangerous thing. I think I can get this to sit nice if I have this set up here. But it has to go the other way. And the splitter, well, this really doesn't need a splitter on this one, because it's going to be the last one in a line, and we're not going to be rebuilding this until we get to the... You can tell that this ends up causing problems in my brain when I decide to, you know, actually do stuff like this. So this is connected to that side, but this has to go up like that. I'm pretty sure that works, and then this should automatically connect with the conveyor lift. Ah, but see, that is going to look better if I do it that way. There we go. Alright, so this guy has to have coming in that way. There we go. Did that actually line up? Good. Alright, so what we've done is built right into a tree, pretty much. These are now, I believe, to the best of my knowledge, separated appropriately to where everything is going to work just fine. We just have to have everything belted correctly. So that means everything coming out from a splitter can be a Mark 1, which should be as easy as just doing that, and then these are already hooked up. I just have to belt in from that side. But this here is going to be 80, which means it has to be a Mark II. This coming out of this splitter. What in the... How... Okay. I guess default mode is straighter than straight mode. Make that make sense. But that should work. Is that not actually straight? Alright. Let's climb on top of this. Find out for our... Oh, or I can fall off that too. I missed my blade runners. Alright. Stand on top of this. It is not. Okay. So that actually makes a little bit of sense. What I'm going to have to do, turn that into straight mode. Yeah, see, it wants to be perfectly right there and then just go straight in. I don't think that's going to work. So that actually is going to have to be another splitter. just because of the way that the angles work out. But that's fine. We'll get that all fixed up. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1 here into the backside of that guy. And that just works. Unlike Skyrim. So Mark 2 goes there to there, here to here. This is already hooked up. So I guess to keep things congruent, we might as well go ahead and just put a splitter right here, just so everything matches. Okay, so that is not the most beautiful thing we've ever made, but it should end up working nicely, and I know I'm going to have to paste the settings back in. That's not a problem. Not a difficult thing for us to do at all. Just has to take a little bit of time. Then we'll be ready to get this stuff all hooked up in just a moment here. So, now we have to figure out how we're getting the output from these guys into the splitter that is up here that I have also built the wrong way, unless we come... Okay, we're not coming in from that side. No, we're going to rotate this. Alright, so I'm going to have to redo both of these. And that's actually good that I checked that because that wasn't even connected. Okay, so that goes that way. Yep, works. Now this has to be the Mark II to go here to here. Everything else is good to go. So ladder comes in there. That's going to be a Mark II conveyor. Coming from here through the wall is not going to work. So what's the shortest? It looks like right about here. It's going to let me get away with that. Okay, that's actually going to work. That's going to look pretty good. As long as that's actually connected. In fact, I'm going to just redo it so there's no possibility of a problem. There we go. Alright, so now we have to combine the output of this 60 and that 60 into here. Easiest thing to do, that's going to be the lowest likelihood of frustration, is just to... Well, hold on, that's actually not lined up at all, is it? Oh, I forgot. These things aren't aligned to the world grid, but the rest of them are. Well... If I move it over one, you know what? I've got to try it. Well, that's not going to work. But that does. Okay, so it's fine if I do a straight here. It could look worse. It could definitely look worse. That probably looks a whole lot better. So, yeah, okay. That leaves us a little bit of space here if we want to build something else too. But that'll be Mark II into the Mark II. So, that's good to go. Now we just have to wire everything up, and then we have to continue building the building out that way. I'm going to take these two right here away, because we're not going to need those. Build the building into that, which means the other side, if I can hit the right buttons, those same two can come out, which will leave us room for our little archway here to have a little bit of visual separation. And then we just have to get the stuff across the way here, and then up into this mess. But I think this is probably about the best way this could have gone. Please feel free always to submit your travel photos in the Discord. What in the world is STRG? Oh, is that just control in another language from English? That must be what it is. Alright. I cannot grab that from here. But if we're going to have this come through, we've got to decide how this is going to be built across. Is it going to come out at the same level of the coal thing there and then come up? Because we have not been down here, and I don't have a good way to get up and down. What? Oh, you literally have ladders. Alright, fine. I have ladders, but these aren't really... I'm afraid of falling to my death here. These aren't really set up to do what I'm kind of trying to do with them. So if I were to put that down there, then what's going to happen is I end up being kind of far away from where I'm supposed to be here, and I end up putting in some sort of a something to walk on. Can I snap to the ladder? No, I cannot. Okay. Alright, well that is inconvenient, but now that I know I can actually walk on that, I'll just get rid of this and get rid of that, and we'll just go off the side. So that is a piece of the world grid there. Oh, is this going to fit perfectly? This is going to fit perfectly, isn't it? That's actually going to look really cool. Alright, I can get behind that. So if that is perfectly aligned with the world grid, what's the direction of the foundation we've got going on over here? It's that way? Alright, good. Because that's what I wanted to see. Okay. So that... Come on. That goes there. That is... It's not dead center on this, but it is close enough. That is going to be pretty cool. Let's take our ladder, go down... Well, not stairs. It's a ladder. Go down ladder. Can I place this and then go down, or... Okay, no, it's only up. Oh, okay. Who's targeting me? Let's not stand next to the cliff side here. I don't see anybody. But if this is going to be how we get up, then that can go away. That other one can go away. Just have to decide how we want this to interface with the rest of this. Because I'm pretty sure if I just verticalize this all the way down, 9 will get me all the way to the ground here. And then that actually doesn't look that bad. Just, okay, that kind of does. Well, that, for the purposes of what we're doing now, which is, you know, trying to get up and down, that will work, but we are going to want to replace that with some other kind of thing before too long. All right, now we can go down, and then we can decide how that's going to work. All right, here is my ladder. Please do not fall off. This isn't even attached to the... Okay. Well... Come on, man. Oh, boy. Do not fall, do not fall, do not fall. You're going to be in for a world of hurt if you die over here. Hello? Oh, okay, that can go away. Alright, let's try this again. I wish... Oh, I can't... What? It didn't let me do this before. Irritating. Okay, well that's all the way down into the ground, so that's fine. Alright, we're going to go down again and try to figure out how we're going to get this thing across. And then we can actually build the entire rest of the apparatus. Alright, so down... There we go. We're actually attached to the ladder this time, which is good. Alright, so somebody is down here. Oh, that's spider sounds. There's a spider. Well, guess what I have? Ha ha ha! I won. Alright. So, you know, have we actually been into this cave before? And I'm just not remembering it? Yeah, I feel like we absolutely have to have been in here. Yes? Or did we just decide we're not messing with this and leave? That's probably what we would have done. So, let's avoid that. And instead, take a look across the way here. It looks like I can attach directly to the back of that. I can't directly click on it, but if I extend this piece, let's just say right here, extend this piece out, probably from on top of the ladder, or not, but that is connected the correct way. Just extend this all the way across. Depending on what we want the bridge to look like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the 4-meter deep things, but this might actually not be tall enough, so what we'll do... Nope, not vertical mode. Zoop mode. We'll just walk across and see if it lines up. I think this might actually line up perfectly, which would be fantastic. 3 points of contact. Yeah, good luck with that one in a video game. Game suggestions leaderboard. Yeah, run it. Shoot me the thing in Discord, and we will put that in the game suggestion channel. Can you believe it? That this actually fits like this? This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect, because then, I know we built this, but I can just turn this around and have this just go all the way across. That is not too bad looking. Does the sword glow? That's the flashlight I have. But I can't go into third person, so I can't show you where it's mounted, because I actually don't know where it's mounted. Ladders aren't real. I mean, they are. But for what is happening, I know 4 minutes ago, we are currently making a steel factory, and I failed at making a ladder for like 10 minutes because I'm really good at this game. But we'll go ahead, put in foundations there. We already have the power going this way, so we will end up, just because we currently have it here, I'm going to run it across, but it's not going to stay that way. We're going to run it cleanly to that building. That conveyor belt's going to go away. That's going to get rotated. And I know it doesn't matter, but I'm going to replace all of these rotated 90 degrees, because otherwise my brain is going to make me feel uncomfy. And I think I don't really need these other ones here, but it's gonna be okay. Just removing these because we're not going to need to keep this here. But there we go, there we go. And put the Mark 1 miner back down under the correct thing. Then what we can do is we can just have our Mark 2 conveyor belt go all the way this way. Now I don't know if I have enough reinforced iron plate to make this happen all the way across, but I am hopeful that that's going to be possible here. So right down the middle, you know the drill. I can't go very fast, but I can do something. Reaches all the way here. All the way. We'll grab that slug in a little bit as well. Maximum length reached here. And then what I'm going to need to do is figure out how close I can get. I mean, I guess we might as well just have this actually be all the way through here, but I'm worried it's going to clip weird and we're not going to like how that looks. I don't know. Well, regardless, we're going to need to have power in here. So for the time being, I will put one power pole in the middle, because I'm pretty sure that should reach. Yes, and it does. And then this power pole will just go all the way to the corner here. And we'll just have it go all the way up. Actually, still has more room it can travel, but that's going to be fine. Okay, so this ladder is going to go away. This ladder is going to go away. All this is going to go away, except for the one at the very top. And we will just have this travel up a column here. Vertical build mode. Just like so. And we will actually, I could have done the wall mount there. Conveyor lift Mark II. Is this... Okay, if I go into H mode, I can actually just move it. That is perfect. No. Alright, sorry, stupid thing. I thought I was going to be smart, but apparently not. Mark II. There we go. Bring this to, I think right here, about as close as I'm going to be able to get it. And not be clipped into the wall, although that is very close. Okay, I know that's going to be too tall. I know... Hello. Is there another spider over? Oh, hello. I love this thing. Now that I actually know how to use it. Okay, I almost committed a very, very dangerous fall over there. So this doesn't look terrible as is, but I'm probably going to want to replace this with either concrete or the frame foundations and make some sort of little arch or something. But now I have to actually get up here, which means I'm going to build a ramp, and then immediately remove it, and then ladder up this side right here. I think that's about as high as I can make it go. There we go. Yeah, so that was massively, massively too high. But we were not quite at the correct height when we got over here anyway. So this needs to go up one more, and then that's going to be at the correct... No, it's not. It's not. It's one level... Okay. That's irritating. It's 1 meter off. Well, we can fix it. It's just going to look ugly until we can have concrete. That is a shame. So that's going to be a 2 meter and then a 1 meter. On top of that, is that the correct orientation? It sure is. Get on top of that. There you go. But the side-to-side matches, and that is what matters. So, zoop mode to there. Alright, then this just has to get brought up this way, and that can... Oh, that's actually going to work out really nicely. Very good. Very good. Tree, unfortunately, as majestic as it is going to go away. So we can continue building. F in the chat for the tree. We'll have some... Wait, did that take this? Okay, well, that's fine. I was going to take that one out anyway. Alright. Now, this can go away. Conveyor lift Mark II, and then we will pop that in from the bottom, assuming I can reach it, which I can. Bring this up to this level, and then it's going to have to also come up to here, which I think we can do. Alright, again, that has to be Mark II. I have 17 of these left. I'm not going to make it. Not going to make it. It's going to be... Oh, it's going to be so close. So, if I go here, that is exactly 17. It's exactly 17. I know I can't build this as a Mark II, but if I... Stop. If I build it as a Mark I, is that going to be the correct... No. Okay, so it has to go one more, but I don't have one more. Which means it's time for manual crafting. Everybody's favorite. Fortunately, I can make a number of these. Oh, Psych is great. No, I watched first episode. It came out. I found like a vacation. We watched it in a hotel room. It's like, hey, this is pretty good. And I don't think we have all the seasons on DVD, but I think I've seen just about every episode. it actually gets pretty, it gets pretty deep into the whole, like, interpersonal relationship, like, between Sean and his dad in later seasons. Really, really well done. So now I'm out of screws. I can make more, but for now I'm out of screws. I'm not going to need them to build the rest of what we're doing, I think, so we should be okay. Is the good doctor the one that has the meme of "I am a surgeon" or whatever? That's like the only thing I've ever heard about that. So that's going to come here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's going to be perfect. All right, cool. And there you go. Mark II all the way into our feeder manifold for the foundries. I'm not going to say it's a thing of beauty because objectively it's not, but it works. It works, so I think we're okay. You don't think you've seen The Good Doctor? It's the "I am a surgeon" Dr. Han or whatever, but people like superimpose other people's faces onto it or other situations. I don't know, I haven't seen the show. But let's put the rest of these in here because we're going to have to put in, after these combine, we have to decide how we're going to split everything up because we're going to get out of here 120 steel ingots per minute, which will then have to go into constructors, which I don't remember the recipes off the top of my head, but the steel ingots will take 60 per minute to make steel beams. If we only have 120 coming in, depending on what the recipe for the pipes is, we might not have to have very much else going on. Yes. Okay. This is going to be a super, super simple setup here. We're going to have 2 constructors for steel pipes and 1 constructor for steel beams. That's all we're going to be able to do. Oh, boy. So I guess we didn't really need this huge building after all. But we will still, nevertheless, need to bring all these into a manifold and then split them back up again. So we'll do a merger. I really wish I could get on top of stuff more easily. But a merger, I guess, just because we can, we'll put this kind of in the middle. Right here. These are 40 each. So that's in straight mode. I love straight mode. This is such a huge quality of life improvement. It's beautiful. So we have 40, 40, 40. What's going to end up happening is they're going to be split immediately. Just as soon as we get out of here. And I've got to figure out how I want to have this set. This is going to be the tiny little steel thing. If I can make that play nicely, oh yeah, okay, yeah, right like that. That's gonna be good. Mark II belt, there to there. So what I can do is split this 3 ways. This is gonna be 40 each. What we're gonna do instead is we're gonna have this splitter have 2 outputs, 160 here, 160 here. This 60 is going to go to 1 constructor. This 60 is going to go into another splitter. That's going to go into 2 constructors. So it's going to look a little funky. But I think it's going to end up looking decent. I'm not going to say beautiful, because it's objectively not going to be, but I think we're going to be pretty satisfied with the result. So I could, no, actually no, because there's a thing there. If we're going to have 3 of these, we could just evenly divide these, but this isn't even set up to be evenly divided anyway, so I don't think we really need to be that worried about it. However, we're going to end up doing whatever we can so this doesn't look completely stupid. Like this right here is lined up with the output, not necessarily what the actual center of anything is. This lined up like this would be aligned perfectly with the center of what we're building. And I think think it's going to make sense. I just have to climb on top of this and check. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. But our 60 here goes straight into that guy. This 60, like I said, is going to go into another splitter, which may end up just being something that makes sense to put right outside of this guy here. So if I can get this to play nice with that guy here and here. Yeah, okay. I think I can be pretty happy with this. We could have had this come out this center one, but I figured this would look a little bit nicer because of the way these are set up here. So, if we're all happy with that, then I think we can go ahead and hook everything up. How many episodes of Grey's Anatomy are there? There's got to be just irresponsible quantities of Grey's Anatomy episodes. Do they even have like the original cast members? Like, is like the woman with the name Grey even on the show anymore? I watched a bunch of episodes of House. Guy's an absolute lunatic, but it's a good show. Although I think that's probably a pretty big part of the show is that he is a lunatic. Yeah, like that. I never watched General Hospital or anything, but no, House, any of those USA Network, or, well, okay, back before then it was, I think it was called PAX or something, or at least maybe the one we had access to was called that, but let's see, House is good. Monk, of course, was fantastic. Psych, Monk, but with a younger generation dude who lied about being a psychic. A couple other ones, pretty good from that era. We really liked Monk. We got all those on DVD like back when that was an achievement. Before pretty much before streaming was even a thing. I think Netflix was still sending DVDs. All right. I got to get this hooked up or we're going to get nothing accomplished today. We need a wire, which means we need to have somewhere to put wires. Actually, you know what we didn't do? Is why is this not zooping? It's like it doesn't want to let me zoop if I'm not, there we go. If there's something in the way, like the collision mesh of a building is in the way of my zooping, it's not going to let me do it. Very strange. Okay, this is a tree that can go away, yes or no? No, I guess I'm falling off now. Oh, no, that's absolutely an astute observation of Monk as a character. But, like, all those shows basically follow the same formula anyway. It's just a matter of how it's packaged. What kind of wrapping is it in? And does that gel with whatever the dominant cultural whatever thing is at the time? And Monk managed to hit on that. A lot of other shows don't. But it did well. Columbo, of course, is still good. Matlock's good. I don't know why there's so many of those kind of shows, but I don't know, I'm not going to complain about it. These are going the wrong way. Are you serious? Alright. Fine, I'll rotate it. We'll rotate going the other way. Once I make these into concrete foundations, it's not going to matter, but for the time being, this is where we find ourselves. So we're going to have the actual produced items gathered somewhere, and we have, let's not forget, these other iron things that are impure we can do other stuff with. Okay, how are you... Oh, okay, well, Kathy Bates, did she play the, did she play the daughter? Alright, now you're going to have me look up Matlock stuff. I swear that theme song is burned into my brain. 195 episodes of Matlock, really? I'm not going to definitively say that all remakes are bad, but I kind of feel like we're at a point in society where people just need to be making new content. New IPs. Don't just cash grab because somebody remembers something else. Alright. I think, generally speaking, people tend to get too hysterical about media being different from how they want it to be, but there is a certain point where it gets to be ridiculous. Alright, where's the, oh, here's a category on Wikipedia about the reboot thing. But, like, why? Just make something new. Huh. Spaceballs. I mean, it is to a certain extent about just making as much money as possible, regardless of any sort of creative integrity. Why make new when old do trick? Yes. There's so many people that want to make good creative content that can't do it because these networks are just addicted to milking existing properties dry and then finding more and whatever dust comes out whenever you're finished. Merchant trying to make a second Spaceballs. Oh, that would take the cake on that one. I don't know. It's like one of those things with Star Wars where it's just like, you know, I don't have any more capacity to care about this intellectual property. I just don't. The first 6 movies were great. I saw 2 of the sequel trilogy and it was like, okay, these are fine. I didn't watch the 9th one. Rogue One was fantastic. I don't remember enough of Solo, but I didn't hate it. There's just so much content. People cannot consume this much content. Stop ranting and play the game. Yes. People just cannot have the capacity to consume this much content. It just, it rots your brain. And I hesitate to use that exact terminology because that's like people who are unnecessarily paranoid about stuff will use terms like that when that's really not what's happening. But people just have really unfounded expectations of what media is supposed to be, and it causes people to just be nasty to the point where there's a lot of stuff I just do not want to engage anymore. It's like, why? Well, like, why are you like this? It's supposed to be fun. Enjoy something. Allow yourself to feel. Experience emotions. It's not going to kill you. But sometimes people just want to be nasty. Now, is this going to actually let me do this? I don't know. Okay, so that's not going to let me because it's too short, but maybe it'll just directly built into there anyway. Okay, so this is going to be the pipe that's coming out. Then this is going to be the steel beams. We're making 15 per minute. We really need to have more coal. Really need to have more coal coming into this. As soon as we get Mark II miners, we can just completely rebuild this. But I'm going to rebuild this storage container and probably unfoundedly assume that it's going to connect to this. But part of the fun of doing this is experimenting and seeing what works. Full disclosure, I do not expect this to work, but if it does, I'm going to be real happy about it. I actually have not found any SAM ore. Okay, well, the thing that's funny about Titanic 2, I'm not talking about like a movie. Like, there's been multiple attempts to make a second Titanic ship with modern safety standards and so on and so forth, but all of them have failed. It's hilarious. Like, on paper, the Titanic, in modern context, is a microscopically small ship. Of course, in, 112 years ago, it would have been like, oh, I can't believe you human beings can make something so huge. This is a monument to hubris and everyone's going to die. Well, 2/3 of them did. But it just goes to show you, like, the cruise ships that are coming out now, and yes, Titanic was not a cruise ship, it was an ocean liner. They had completely different design specifications and use cases, construction methods, whatever. Point being, the ones that are coming out now are, by volume, 5 times as large, carry 4 times as many people, 3.5, 4 times as many people. It is unfathomable how much technology and shipbuilding expertise and designs and everything have changed in the last 112 years, to the point where if someone made a carbon copy of the original Titanic, They'd be laughed out of the room. It's like, why you make such a tiny, stupid little ship? Like, okay, well, you want to cash in on the fame and the fortune or misfortune and everybody has a household name because they made a movie about it. Why are you making that? 2,000 people died. Why are you monetizing that? Stop it. Get some help. What's in the crack by the arch? Is it Sam Orr? You know what? Well, okay, it's not called Sam Orr anymore. It's just Sam. But I don't remember seeing it over here. I can't scan for it either. Well, I guess we're going to find it eventually. That's a slug. That's not the thing. Okay, I can still climb up on top of this. We need to wire this up, and I need to shut up so we can actually accomplish something today. But we have the ability to get coal over here that is not connected to a... That was a mistake, because I can't reach it from here. Not going to work. I have a ladder, but it doesn't reach all the way up. This is the part where those of you who would be gloating about, oh, I told you to build the jelly thing. This is your chance to do that. Because I did not build it, and this is actually a scenario in which this would be useful. But I didn't do it. So, it's fine. Let's bring this ladder all the way up. Oh, okay, that maybe needs to be fixed. Is that going to touch there? There we go. Alright. I know, I do not need to be this anal retentive about constructing a ladder to go down, but you know how this works. It is not possible to do something halfway. Well, it is. Yeah. Regarding Titanic versus cruise ship stuff, maybe between 20 and 25 years ago, had the opportunity to go on a couple of cruises, and obviously the ships then were a little smaller. But I just don't really see the appeal of being on a boat with thousands of people for a week, where everything is crowded, and it is just really not a very ideal environment for someone who is socially anxious or does not tolerate noise very well. Obviously, there's things to do when you get off of ports of call, and you can go see the locals and then get flipped off because you went to Mexico on a Jeep tour and you're 8 years old and you don't understand what's going on. But I digress. No, it's nice to go see things, but the environment that they're creating on these giant ships now, and you see these people post videos of stuff, like, who is this for? Who wants to spend a week on a boat with 10,000 other humans in a disease incubator where you pay thousands of dollars to be there, and then pay more money for drinks and more money for excursions, and go to the casino and gamble on the ship because that's legal because it's not a U.S. flagged vessel and you're not in U.S. waters? Like, what? Like, is this really something that's that popular to where you have to have dozens of these ships that hold thousands upon thousands of people at once? Like, what? Like, economically speaking, how does that even make sense? Cruises are wonderful for getting dysentery. Yeah, probably. It's funny to romanticize something from the past and then realize that it's garbage compared... Yes, exactly. Nostalgia is not a truthful companion. You're only going to remember the things you really liked about stuff. And you were, unless it's like a formative, like traumatic experience or whatever, you're not going to remember the bad stuff. You're just going to say, oh, when I was a kid, we drank from the water hose and survived. Like, okay. Yeah, I did too. That's not a thing that kids are not doing anymore. You just You're blinded by people telling you that you have to think a certain way. Just talk to normal people. Turn off the TV. Enjoy life. There's more to it than just being angry about everything. See, I don't even know if like these celebrities are even going on stuff like that. Like I know what you're getting for with that reference. I know what you're doing, but now yes. So both of you, Mitchell and Words Are Hard, both of you brought up at the pretty much the exact same time. It is cheaper in some instances to just, instead of going into a retirement home, just book back to back to back to back cruises until you die. Because retirement homes are so incredibly expensive. Cruises are cheaper. That's just the way it is. Like, it's basically, it's not all inclusive because you do pay for extra stuff, but you have lodging, you have food, you get to go see different places, so you're not just bored out of your mind the whole time. And if you're cheap, depending on where you're going, you can pay easily under $1,000 a person per week to go on these things. You obviously can spend a whole lot more, but like, think about assisted living facilities, or even if you're just like retired and you live alone and you don't want to be responsible for anything, it's still going to be cheaper depending on your desired lifestyle standards or whatever. Yes, ships have doctors. I mean, not like general practitioner, like, oh, I'm going to go and get my prescriptions. Like, all right, you fall and you bust your face open, they're going to treat you. But it's not going to be the same as being on shore. I don't know. It's really fascinating to see these crazy edge cases of people who've found loopholes and weaknesses inherent in systems and exploited them. Not in a way that really hurts anybody, but just kind of bucks the system and is just like I didn't even think that was possible. Yeah, $4,000 a month is a lot cheaper. Yeah. People who have never had to shop around or been part of the conversation when someone requires 24/7 care or has to be moved to assisted living do not have any idea how expensive it is. Even just to hire like live-in help to take care of somebody who needs assistance, or even just part-time stuff. It is incredibly expensive. Newer cruise ships have dental centers. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Man, man, I don't even know how to parse emotions about this, because on one hand, it is amazing that humanity collectively has managed to achieve some sort of marriage of engineering and reckless opulence and recreational pursuits to the point where we have these giant ships. That's honestly incredibly, incredibly impressive. But at the same time, it's like, what kind of other measurable good for society could we have done with that same quantity of resources? Obviously, that's not how capital works, and that's not how people are spending money necessarily. But you think about this stuff, you're like, wow. This is our priority, huh? Anyway, all this to say, I'm not ever going to tell you how to live your life. That's not my job, and it's not your job to tell anybody else how to live theirs either. I just want to pose questions and think about things. And while we're on the subject, I think there was one of these like super marathon cruises that these people did that was like a year long. And I have not verified any of this, but I heard there were like multiple divorces and marriages and like people like having children or being in the process of doing so as a result. Like, why are you doing this on a ship? Why? Like, what kind of bizarre social experiment is being conducted here? That'd be a fascinating TV show, actually. Do what you're going to do, just be informed. Yep. Bingo. Best thing you can possibly do for yourself is to be as informed as you can. Whatever it is that you're doing or thinking or whatever. Just know your stuff. Where are you a citizen of if you're born at sea? It depends on what country your parents are from. Because American citizens are currently, unless somebody tries to change it. Citizens by birthright, which means if your mother, or I think it's probably either parent, but if your parents are American, no matter where you're born in the world, you are an American citizen. If you were born on American soil, you're an American citizen. I don't know about other countries, but I would have to imagine there's some sort of something to do with maritime law, the flag of the ship, and if you are in port or if you are out at sea in international waters. Yeah, vlogger families deeply disturb me. Oh, it's funny, the guy who makes money on YouTube is criticizing the... Yes, absolutely, because children cannot consent to having their privacy violated constantly while they're growing up. It does unspeakable damage to somebody's mental health to be constantly under the microscope like that, and especially when it is your parent doing it to you. Like, why would you do that to your child? Give them no agency over their privacy or their ability to say, hey, maybe I don't want to do this. Well, like, once something's on the internet, it's there forever. Like, your kid is going to be scarred for life because they're going to always be known as, oh, my parents did this stupid thing for YouTube views and now blah, 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 blah. Like, is this really what we want to do as a society? Honestly. Interesting. Yes, indeed, interesting. But we can move on from this. It just is really... There's so much stuff I don't understand about people. Like, on a fundamental level, it is just morbidly fascinating to examine these edge cases of people who decide, you know what, this is going to be a great thing for us to do, and it's like one of the worst possible things you could do. Why are people the way that they are? Anyway, this is going to be pretty much perfect, ready to go once we are able to... Why can't I... It jumps from 3 to 8. Stop it. We'll pop this in here. I don't know where I want to come up. Well, considering everything is that way, probably that way. I just don't know the shortest path is, if that's going to be the easiest way to get up here because of the terrain. Because this is going to be a cliff. Well, we could build something there. I just need to know where I'm going to put the doorway, which I think, because we don't have vehicles yet, probably is going to make the most sense to go, yeah, maybe here in the corner. We'll just do that. That tree's got to come down so I don't have to look at that the 2 times I'm ever going to come back in here again. So this... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not put the conveyor wall. That was kind of the whole purpose of whatever we were... Oh, okay. I can just build it. Nice. Except I'm not going to be able to get through... Okay, here's an idea. Is it going to let me stack these? No. That would have been something else. Wait, hold on. Do you think this is going to work? Do you think I'm going to be able to put a door wall on top of a conveyor wall and have it actually function? Space elevator is in the same spot. I mean, it's a good spot. It's flat-ish. All right, I'm going to click it. Well, yeah, it works, but there's another wall in the way, so it doesn't it doesn't work, but it does work. For shame. A door that opens into a wall, but I guess it's more important to have the conveyor wall hole there so it looks correct and blah, 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 blah. It's fine. Yeah, remember when I was going to hook up the power to this thing? Yeah, me too. That can go... Actually... Oh, this is so ugly. I'm going to leave it off. I'll just put my basic wall here. We'll probably end up doing something else with this. Just so it doesn't look completely, totally ridiculous. But I do want stuff to be in a reasonable state of completion before we're finished with all this. He says almost 2 hours later, building a factory that should have taken 10 minutes. There's a sneak button. You can sneak up to the flowers with a lightning bug. Are you talking about the hatcher enemy? No, we did that. Pretty sure. I need to build these things. Stop distracting. I'm not telling you to stop distracting me. I'm telling myself to stop distracting myself. Because that totally makes sense. So that's where power's coming in. Which I probably should be putting on the wall, but I haven't decided how the walls are going to be set up, but I guess it's going to make the most sense to just put in a wall outlet here. This is pretty ugly, but we're going to try it anyway. Because that can go on the outside, or I could just have something... Why am I... No, that's not going to go there. I need the Mark IIs. That would help so much, because I have to hook up 3, 6, 8 of these things. Power comes in here. If I am careful how I have this set up, I might actually be able to not have it look completely stupid. I think what's going to end up happening here is... I just put in a couple of these in good spots and deal with it later. Because this would benefit from having something above because of the arrangement of these, but I don't think it's going to end up looking very good if I do it that way. I can't even climb on top of these either. If I had my other things, I could... There we go. Because this is where your power input is. It won't go straight this way without clipping through, which is irritating. But we have the materials to just build an absolute, like, nutso quantity of these power poles. So we might as well just do that. That's going right there. This is right on the line. So that'll go there. This, I'm going to, for the sake of getting stuff hooked up, just put that there. And then that will connect here. That will connect here, and then we'll connect to the individual machines. Run and jump. There we go. Hook that up there. That gets hooked up to there. Good. So these... Once I connect that up, should be operating, but I want to backfill these with all of the irons. So this one, until I come up with something better, is just going to connect like that. And then that one is just going to connect to that. Again, until we can come up with something better. We will at some point. But now these are all hooked up. And I cannot have these operating, but they're not. You know what? No, I'm just gonna not waste my time doing this any other way. We'll put this right here. We'll hook this up, and then we'll get everything running. These are gonna start bringing the coal in. Iron's gonna come up. This guy's gonna make his weird bone-breaking flex noises, and I think we'll be in okay shape. So. This is not going to want to play nice, necessarily. But I think we can make it work. I'm going to have to come down here. There's not really a reason to do it this way. I just ended up doing it that way. Ooh, no, it doesn't want to let me, there we go. It didn't want to let me nudge to do that, but if I get in exactly the right spot, it'll work. Okay. That goes there. That goes... here, not to the machine. I want to go to the pole. Then that goes... Wait, I connected that to the pole. There we go. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and then that goes there. Now all of the machines are hooked up. Finally. It's been 800 years. But we are sending steel in to make beams. Not very many beams, only 15 per minute, but we are making beams. And pipes as well. These will probably back up a lot sooner because we are making 40 per minute instead of 15. But it's fine. That's why we have awesome sinks. Don't forget about the storage you didn't connect with a conveyor. You talking about the coal that's up there-ish? We will take care of that. We will dismantle that and then get all of the regular pieces out. But first we have to make sure this is already... Ah, okay. I forgot I did this. This doesn't work. Of course not. All right. Storage container. There we go. How close can I get this to where it's actually going to let me attach this? Here, I think. Okay, so that's not centered. That's really irritating, but it is what it is. We'll move this one to match because why not? Might as well. There we go. And then what we're going to do... This is a merger, so that's not going to allow me to do too much of whatever other nonsense. But if I stack these, what we can do is we can do a... my brain just completely evaporated. I can pop in a conveyor lift off of a splitter. I promise this is going to make sense eventually. Maybe. So that goes there. That goes there. So what's going to happen is conveyor lift out the side, either side, and then up, and then... Why is straight mode not straight, or is that just an artifact? No, default actually looks better. Okay, we'll do that. So it's going to fill the top, but also send part of these out and into a merger in between them. If I can get up on top of this thing, come on. Oh, I'm also not pushing the right button, because for some reason they remapped crouch to C. Who does that? Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, forget it. I'm not going to jump on top of that. But, where's the... There we go. So, this merger is going to go into an awesome sink. Hey, Redneck. We were talking about water beavers earlier, and I do not remember what the topic was, but there was a question I was going to ask you, and I don't remember what it was. It's fine. We'll be okay. Yes. So like I was saying, awesome sink is going to go directly in the factory. Which means it's going to need space here. I'll just make this whole thing the same size. That's another tree that has to go away as soon as I can reach the branches of it. But this, stop, thank you, is going to go over into an awesome sink. How many times am I going to say it before I build it? I don't know. But if I can get this to... Why are you on top of... Stop that. Is that... Oh, okay, that can get... Oh, actually, that's in the perfect spot. If I rotate it. Okay. That has room to go one more this way, but it actually doesn't need to. This is technically clipping, but it's not, so I think it's fine. We'll just build it here. Anyway, all of this to say, the outputs split between going into here, and the other one are going to split. Why is there nothing in here? Did I not connect these? I did. Okay, so this isn't, Oh. Okay. Nope, my fault. I did not connect to the, splitter thing. Why isn't it working? Because you didn't do it right. There you go. So this is going to come in here. How many times are we going to say it? Just build the stupid thing. We're going to utilize this so that we can actually walk underneath it is the reason why I've done that. Alright. Can I... Okay, that's not going to work. Straight's not going to work either. Unfortunately. Rotate that way. Is that going to be nicer? No. So, what I will do instead is rotate that way. That should... Is this going to intersect with anything? No, barely. Oh, that would. So I know it is not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. But it will just barely squeak by. So, at long last, I have created the perfect abomination of not technically spaghetti. That's going to give us the steel pipes and the steel beams that I actually kind of can't access. In fact, there's nothing in here at all because they're just going straight up. Yeah, I've got 67 there. And this should have... Okay. That's working. I think we're going to have a catwalk to adequately get these. But it's working. I just need to power this. And the power inlet for this is on the back there. So that's going to go to... Ooh, that's tempting. Tempting to go there. But I'm going to just... Is this the middle of a piece? Yeah, that must be. Bring this around the corner to... Well, actually, this is just about completely full, but I guess that doesn't matter. Oh, that's so ugly. No, we'll do that. And then we'll just connect those two together. Give us extra points. All right, so the awesome sink is on. We're going to be sinking technically half of the stuff that gets made in here, but there is going to be a full container protected by the time that ends up being an issue. But, of course, nothing will happen if there's no belts here, so we'll get those belted up. And we should see pipes and beams start going into here. We have 7 coupons, so the cables and the wire have actually been doing something for us. Cool. I'm not totally in love with this. Ah, there it goes. There it goes. The power completely broke down. All right, that's too much. Too much. We'll have to reset this. I think we're probably okay. Maximum consumption 319. Wow. So right now we're sitting at 205-ish. Kind of goes back and forth. We're sitting maximum about 210. And we're making 225, so that's obviously a problem. But everything else seems to be doing okay. I'm just putting this wall here so I can take a look at the catwalk options here. Why are you using T-junctions? Because the wall does not need to have a railing on it. So I'm just going to leave that there. I don't like the look of the railing like merged into the wall is all. So the ramp goes down, looks like 1 to 1. The stairs go down 2 to 1. So I'll just build some stairs. See, like, look how that, well, you can't see it here, but as it comes out of the wall, that doesn't look good. This looks fine. So these are all operating. In theory, this should be 100% efficient. I know I had to downclock the foundries, but they are running at 100% efficiency with the downclock. Nothing should back up, in theory. And then we will have everything get put in the top. I will probably end up putting a thing here. Let's see if this actually lines up correctly here. Intersection. And then straight catwalk. Ooh, not quite. But we'll allow it. We'll allow it for now. I'll fix this later. But we have 109 and 278. That makes sense. Now accessible. Again, we're going to clean it up. It's going to look a whole lot better. But for now, I think this is pretty good. We just can't run the awesome sink over here until we make more coal power. Which, if you remember from last time, how long has that been green? Up here, there's a massive lake, and there is coal up here. So we could very, very easily make, I think, if these are normal coal nodes, which some of them are impure, I think we could probably have 16 coal plants here. If we really, really wanted to. We have over here 6? No, we have 3, but we could have 6 if I overclocked the water extractor to the max. I think that's as much as we could support. Jojo is back at the base. We haven't gotten back there in quite some time. But now that this is operational, this was my main goal for today, was to get this built. Or something that was going to have some sort of steel built. So before we leave, I will grab all of those. And we're not going to need so many steel pipes, but I'll grab them anyway. I'm pretty sure we can use them for research. But we can leave this alone now. The awesome sink can't be run because it's too much power. So that's just going to be its own thing. Grab these trees out of the way. That should keep that nice and clean. Alright. So nice and easy to get our entrance here on a ramp. I know it's ugly. We're going to fix it. I know we have other iron here we can easily do stuff with, but not at this exact moment. Having the iron and the limestone here, even though this is impure, they're all impure, is going to probably end up being useful for something. Because remember, we can make encased industrial beams with the steel beams if we have concrete. I'm not saying that's going to be a great place to do that, but it is an option. Now we just go all the way back. But I probably should, before we leave this area, go and take down the old bridge that we built and the container. My guy just stopped walking for some reason. That was very strange. I think this is going to be completely full of coal, which I do not have inventory space to deal with. But we're going to have to do so. I don't want to throw it away, so we might have to make a couple of trips to empty this. And I know we have coal on the belt before the belt gets destroyed. It's probably going to be a smart idea to get all of that off of it. I mean, if I delete it myself, it's just going to come back anyway. Been playing for 2 hours. Thanks. This is how the power is connected. I did say we were going to reroute that over there, but for right now, it's not a thing. The problem is I can't run a sink right now because it uses too much power. That is what the dilemma is presently. So since we don't need to drive a vehicle across this, I'm just going to take down some of these foundations. And then eventually we will get the rest of this removed. We just have to do it in time. And this, not the power pole, but the conveyor can get removed. Ah, okay. So there's not really any benefit anymore to be doing this. Okay, well, is there going to be any of these that I can eliminate a stack by doing? Probably not. All right. Well, we'll just leave this. It's fine. I had not realized I had so many crates that I can't really get to. Well, for the purpose of... that's actually going to bury it. Purpose of what we're doing, this will just have to stay. The sinks are not over or underclockable. They just run at a constant speed, and they'll take whatever you give them. So you're basically only limited by the conveyor speed, and they consume a constant amount of power, I think. Fortunately, we're not too far away. Well, then I have to go take the conveyor belt up, and that's going to be almost as annoying as building it. So what I can do is when I get back to the base, I can dump all that stuff in this sink, which is currently running, and then I can go back and get the rest. Plus we have the vehicular transport milestone we can put all the components in. Plus, I can put my wood and my leaves in this to make biofuel, which we will need for vehicles once we get those separated out. 8 coupons, looking good. I should probably keep a stack of coal just in case, but let's see. Copper. Did I see copper or no? That's Caterium. Mycelia we can also do research with. Also, we have 2 hard drives. We don't have to use these immediately anymore. We can actually store these, and it removes these recipes from the random rolling table, so that's good. Mycelia. Now we can make biomass from it, which I really don't care about. But this will give us fabric, which is going to unlock parachutes, and I'll let her talk to you.
Fungi possess unusually resilient hyphae, which show potential for making a strong but lightweight natural fabric. Additionally, it has similar medicinal and pest control applications to mycelia on Earth.
Mycelia. I've been calling it mycelia this whole time. I guess I'm incorrect, but fabric, only useful if we want parachutes, but we do have to research this anyway.
Research completed. Fabric recipe unlocked. New mycelia research available.
Gas mask will be useful later. It's just nice to have this stuff knocked out of the way before you forget about it. Yes. So we can actually do the gas mask now if we had the materials for it. Which, you know what? All we need is 50 fabric, and I think I have enough mycelia to do it. Mycelia, whatever. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. Or I forget. Oh, I can make 20. Never mind. I don't have enough biomass. Or enough mycelia, actually. I think it was at 50. Yeah, okay. So we won't do that right now. Let's go see what JoJo's got for us. Hope he's got something good. What's up, dude? 18 concrete. Yep, I think they fixed him. He's only giving me low-level stuff now. Well, it's not his fault. Alright. Vehicular transport is going to give us tractors. I used a lot of my modular frames, and I haven't been making more, I don't think. I'm just going to dump all this stuff in here, and then we'll go grab other bits and pieces. See you, Battery. Appreciate you being here. Do I have rotors? No, I need to turn... Oh, but I can't turn them on because I'm not making enough power. I'm not making... yeah, I'm not making any modular frames. So this is full. 15 megawatts. Yeah, I'll pause that one to turn this one on. I think is going to be the key to success here. Got a prototype message for leaderboard thing. Cool. Appreciate your work on that. It's very, very helpful. Oh, there goes the power. I thought I had that fixed. Or is it because the... Oh, yeah, I bet what's happening is the constructor for those rods got kicked back on. Well... I guess I'm going to have to turn it off. That's too bad. We need to make more power. I can manually make these modular frames. It's just a really long and annoying process. This is turned off because, of course, it is. You know what? I'll just make these myself. Who cares? We've already automated it. It's not illegal. I just really would like to avoid manually making everything. Yeah, power production doubling is going to require us building that giant power plant thing, and that's going to take more time than I have left today to work on this. So that'll be a next stream thing, whenever that ends up being. But I think, at the very least... Oh, I can't even make enough rotors with my pieces I've gotten. There's 6... Eh, whatever. We'll just turn it on. Why not? It's our favorite sound. I'm already sick of hearing this. Nothing's ever easy. But we can at the very least get the vehicular transport unlocked and then maybe start progress toward the next thing. Getting the steel up and running was the main goal, and we did get that accomplished. We just have to make the building look a little nicer and figure out... well, I could do a tractor to go between the steel thing and here, but it's honestly, it's not very far. And I think we're going to want to build other stuff over there too, so maybe we just kind of leave that alone. Oh, yeah. Am I really going to make more screws instead of just going to grab another stack? You better believe it. At least until I get sick of hearing that sound, which is in approximately 5 seconds. But I only have to do 6 more of these rotors, and I'm not too far away as it stands now. And there we go. The cable's not going to be hard. I can get 2 more of those iron plates really quick. Modular frames are going to require us to make another trip over there to get reinforced iron plate. That's not going to be a problem. That's taken care of. That's good to see. We should... Yeah, this is still... What do you get off of there? Get out of here. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Is we'll just follow this until I've got my 105. And then some, because I'm going to need to be able to do power lines before I forget about everything. Alright, so it's 125 of those. Just need to grab a little bit of the reinforced iron plates, and then I can just make the last 10 of these. 88, why not? Should always have a stack or 5 of these on us at any given time anyway. So that'll work out quite nice. I'll just split that. There we go. That should be fine. Almost forgot the screws. We're definitely going to need those. Take another 2 stacks of these. All right. Manual crafting. And since I only need 10 of these, I'm not going to have any leftovers, which is great. It's super annoying to have these left over all the time. In we go. In we go. In we go. Push the button.
Milestone reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using legs, except with wheels and the rampant consumption of natural resources. They can also be automated to self-drive and deliver resources between truck stations, which in turn facilitate automation of loading, unloading, and refueling.
I still don't have any Hatcher stuff. Haven't gotten Sam. The Caterium ingots, we have not found enough Caterium to use. The rest of this stuff we have to do more exploring to get to, but we're not too far off. I actually have quick wire. Oh, I had these too. Oh well. I have quick wire that I just can't make yet. This and this can easily get put in where they need to go. So let's do that. Whoa, that's not the right thing for wood to go in. Wood goes over here. Now I remember. And leaves. Alright, let's see if Jojo's got anything for us. I don't think he will, and I don't think it's going to be some sort of crazy advanced thing ever again, which is too bad. And here we are, 27 quartz crystals. Never mind. Crazy lizard doggo finds are back on the menu, I guess. I don't think there's anything else I can do with these additional 27, because I think I have to have the raw quartz first. Yeah, okay. Because that, to get quartz crystal as a craftable recipe, I have to put 20 actual quartz in here, and I don't have that. Well, what's funny is I'm actually closer to getting this one researched, but it's not going to let me until I do this. 200 silica, of course. And I can't turn quartz crystal into silica because it's already been messed with. Alright. So, that's tier 3 completely done. Tier 4 is completely undone. So, we need to decide what we're going to do next, if it's going to be blueprints, Mark III logistics, advanced steel production, I don't think we need to worry about yet. Advanced power structure, that's going to have to wait until we have advanced steel production. And then hypertubes, also going to have to wait until we have advanced steel production. So, it looks like, yeah, any of these 3 are eligible. We don't need Mark III logistics just yet, but it is going to be useful to have. I'm probably more interested in doing blueprints first versus advanced steel production. Because, well, we're going to be able to use blueprints, and when we go to build factories, it's going to be a whole lot quicker. Jump pads, oh man, like, I guess this would be useful, but I don't ever mess with them. So, anyway, tier 3's done. So, I think what makes the most sense is just to do blueprints. Of course, we can't put anything in here quite yet. The thing will be back in 30 seconds. But let's see, we're a little over 2 hours. It's getting to be about 9 o'clock. I really shouldn't be streaming too late during the week. But I did want to check and see. I turned this off, but okay, I have a couple resources left. We're going to have to have enough power to turn this back on, which is going to require an additional coal plant. So that's probably what we're going to have to do next time, is to do the coal plant. And clip them to the ceiling. Clip what to the ceiling? Clip a jump pad, like upside down to the ceiling? Huh. Well, I don't know what to think about that. I don't quite have 200 steel beams, so that's unfortunate. If I had iron ore, I could just make more steel, but what's the fun of that? No, I don't need to. This is using. This will hold up to 60 per minute. We're not producing 60 per minute. So I guess I probably should disconnect these. Get off of here. I don't want to smack you, but get out of here. Yeah, I guess it's probably for the best that I just disconnect this, yeah. So we'll let that rest of that go in. That'll be okay. But I can't really spare much of anything else except wire. Are we making more than 60 wire per minute? I'm sure we are. 30. Yeah, we're making 120, so oh, jeez, I can't stop hiccuping. I'm just going to hook this up. And we'll just dump wire, because we really do need to be continuing to do that, and this will only take half of what's being produced. Plus, we already have almost a full container, so that's going to help us out here. Be able to stockpile our cables. That is going to be good. Yeah, these guys do tend to get stuck, don't they? Got anything else for us here? No, nothing from JoJo. Alright. So, we have all those other things to pick up, but I also haven't put out another power line to get over there, so I probably shouldn't mess with it until we're ready to build something else over here. The thing that we built is up here, pretty much. Maybe right about this exact spot, actually. This is where all these dismantle crates are. So we will have to go fix that, run power up this way. There's going to be other factories here. We have, of course, a whole bunch of limestone. I think all of these are limestone, actually, that I put down. Maybe don't need to have these sitting everywhere. But I believe the next episode should probably be focused on building a giant coal plant here. Because it's going to be a while before we get to the fuel, and that's going to be over here. I think in this general area. Unless I've misremembered the geography of our little planet here. Maybe it's, you know, it could actually be all the way over here. But I digress. This is going to support a whole bunch of coal. We just have to make it happen. And that's going to take time, which we are currently out of. So let's check the amount of coupons. I got 8. Go ahead and grab those. I've got 18, which means we can get some more stuff, but we'll do that next time. Appreciate you being here. Actually, pretty good interest in the Satisfactory 1.0 stuff. I was expecting it to be like the same 10 people like the first one was. But always nice to have you here. Hope you have a great rest of your night. We have the finale for the Update 6 Folktales series coming out for boosters as soon as the stream ends. And everybody else in the morning. Gonna start a new series sometime soon. Still kind of working on the ideas for that, but I think for the time being we're gonna move water beavers to 4 days a week. I don't know what 4 days they're going to be, but we'll do that. Got Roller Coaster Tycoon. We can probably move to 2 days a week permanently instead of just one, because there's about 100 of those we got to get through at least. Yeah, you cut exactly the tail, and we're just about to be finished. But just to recap for you, Jason, since you're here, we had a bunch of coal that we found down here, and iron as well. So we built. It's not going to show on this map, but basically right in this area we built a steel foundry area, and we've got. It doesn't sound like much, but it is 100% efficient. 15 steel beams per minute and 40 steel pipes per minute. So that's going to be helpful moving forward. We obviously want more than 15 steel beams per minute. We could make 30 if the entire thing was just making steel beams. But I figured we should probably get out ahead of both of those things. And when we get Mark II miners, we'll upgrade everything, and then we can double the size of whatever we're making. We can adjust the ratios a little bit, and everything will be fine. But that's what we spent most of our time doing, and then we decided next time we're going to put in a giant coal plant on this big lake here, because there's coal nodes, but that's going to have to come next time, because I am unfortunately out of time, and it is in the middle of the week, and I'm sure a lot of you have to go to work tomorrow, like me. So we'll catch you later. Again, appreciate all the support. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Stay safe, have fun. Bye-bye.